And one of the most important things if you're going to be painting is to have yourself a paint box. You don't necessarily need a box itself, however having a fan next to a window is definitely critical. Setting up the walls as I have here, this turns into a total wind tunnel. And let me break out a stick of incense and show you what kind of air draw this gets. So what I've got in the window here is a standard box fan, 3 speeds. And the way I've set up this box here, this is just all scrap wood. And it pretty much fits the fan itself. And as you can see here, anywhere just about a foot outside of the box, the air just gets completely sucked into the window and out of my life. So it's definitely a requirement. If you can't paint near a window or paint outside, definitely have at least one fan blowing across your desktop, if not 2, to get as much fresh air into your immediate area as possible. You start feeling woozy from enamels, definitely walk away, open a window, get yourself some air, because you're losing brain cells at that point. Acrylics, you really don't have to worry about that. They're fairly tame overall. But enamels, oils, any kind of the more toxic paints, you definitely have to be aware of. Now inside the box here, you can see that I've sort of covered it with some newspaper here. I got to change that out. Basically, as the spray comes out of the can, it starts atomizing and solidifying and drying in the air itself. So that just leaves a really fine layer of dust and gunk all over the place that you got to clean out. So putting some newspapers on there definitely helps that be a much easier task. And the fan, I definitely got to clean that out pretty often. I should put up some kind of filter there so it's not so much of a mess on the fan itself. And certainly spray paint can spark, but I haven't had that situation happen yet, but that doesn't mean that it can't. So again, if you can't paint outdoors or have a fan nearby, definitely have some at your table, because overall, certainly when you're working with enamels, this is some fairly toxic stuff. Pretty much everything in the hobby is, so you got to take care of yourself first and foremost. So I think that's probably it for all the tool tips at this point. I've covered electronics, the painting, some general hardware tools. So what we're going to be dealing with next is getting into some actual strategy sessions where we'll be taking a look at some of the kit parts and how they might go together, and overall whether we need to paint some early on, later on, and just basically we'll have a look at the whole thing and get some ideas of how we're going to go about this. So I'll catch up with you then.